I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. Don't second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. I smack my girl's ass, tell her pinch me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Ooh, welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. Danny G, Miley, and Jim are in the house tonight. Holy shit, is that bottle was new?
It was.
It was.
We filled our cups tonight with some Crown Apple, bro.
Yeah, Danny, you kind of started it. I said, tell me when to stop pouring, and I looked at yours.
He kind of went a little miles on it. He went a little ADHD and wasn't paying attention to what you're saying.
Here's Danny, worried about the sound clips, and before you know it, we all got 3/4 of a
bottle.
We all got a quarter of a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, it's none of us are bitches. So if one person does some dumb shit, sounds like the rest are gonna.
When I was in rehab, they taught me to think positive, P negative, and I've been thinking positive, baby.
You know, I've once stuck my ass in snow, and my balls fucking even though they were massive, they shrunk.
That's not the only thing he stuck his ass on.
Should have seen the size of his balls in the snow, Miles.
Dude, I seen the size of his balls. He took a picture of them with my phone. So he's like, "Hey Miles, where's the picture of this?" So now I've seen his balls. I've seen Marv's balls. Danny, stay the fuck away from my phone.
Hold on. In my defense.
Overruled.
First off, it was my fucking scrotum, not my balls. Like I pulled the stretch out, and he saw the bubble gum. Is what he saw.
Your scrotum's the size of both my balls.
Dude, I have big old fucking.
Hey, anyways, guys, that's not what we're here for.
But
other news.
But that being said, it's called hey, if you like to fuck around with your
No,
friends
that's for quitters.
on Snapchat, just go ahead and be like, here's a sack shot.
That's for quitters. You can't go AA. That's for quitters.
Get that shit deleted real quick.
Yeah.
Now you can see a lot of screenshots you don't expect though too. You been hold the phone. Wait, bro, that was a joke.
Yeah, Marv sent one to rest in peace, our good friend
Noah.
Mm-hmm. Sent him one, and Noah had been drinking that night. He opens it, and like 2 seconds later, it says screenshot.
Oh yeah.
He's like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, what is up?" Noah's hammered or whatever. He woke up the next day and he had like in his gallery, he had his buddy's sack on there. He's like, "What the fuck happened?" He's like, "I was asking the same thing. I was just trying to be like, you've been sacked. No big deal." Kind of like a little NFL version of what the fuck,
Marv, your balls are famous. Hey, Danny, did you ever hear the story about how I found out it was Marv's balls on my phone?
No, I'm interested.
So I go over. So I'm dissecting.
What kind of phone do you have?
An iPhone.
A newer iPhone, right?
Yep. And apparently it lets you take photos without face recognition.
Yeah.
Almost every phone does it, but with those newer ones,
fucked up.
With those newer ones, the reason why he knew it wasn't me that did it was because I don't know, the new phones, it wasn't easy to get to the camera.
What the fuck?
I'm like, what the fuck? Because most of mine, literally, when you go to do the unlock screen or whatever, or bring in the lock screen, there's a camera at the bottom. You just click the camera.
Bullshit.
This isn't the same case with those. Yeah, you have to kind of dig for it a little bit.
He's gonna be like, here's your face, Miles. Boom, there's my balls. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm dissecting. I'm like, who looks like this? And is a good friend of mine. Just looking at the balls.
It's going Porky's.
And I'm like, looks part Hispanic to me.
Is the tan on him?
Yeah, big tan. So I'm at Marv's one day, and I was just trying to corner him, right? I'm like, "Hey, Marv, they told me it was your balls on my phone, right?" Miles, I would never do that to you. Never. I'm like, oh shit. Back to square one. Believed him. Fucking believed him. 10 minutes later, I look at Marv. I'm like, all right, I got to go to Luke's. And he's like, all right, thanks for helping, blah, blah, blah. Get in the car, get in the truck, go to Luke's. Pull into Luke's, and I do this. Luke, See, your ball's on my phone? Are you part Hispanic and I don't know it? And he goes, no, dude, it's Marv's. And I'm like, what the hell? It's like I just confronted him. So the fact that he was able to keep a straight face.
Yeah, because he's not a good liar. Yeah.
Hold on. He can keep a straight face with that. Dude, he can't keep a straight face with what, Danny?
Yeah, when he shits his pants.
Right. It is bad. When he farts, he cannot. Like, all you do is look around.
Well,
he's over there. His face is beat red. His lips are pursed fucking tight. And
well, James, I haven't even said the worst part.
What's that?
So I deleted this picture, right? And I'm hanging out with Marv and James, and I'm like, hey, yeah. Well, Marv, you've been busted, so I deleted that photo. And he goes, nah, it's still on your phone. I was like, what do you mean it's still on my phone? Huh. Miles, there's a deleted section on your phone also. I'm like,
you gotta go look at it again.
I'm like,
to
you
get
mean
rid
to
of it.
tell me I can't even delete my bad decisions now?
You have to delete to delete.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, that's the end of that story, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like to see nutsack. I understand how it goes.
if you want to drop a picture, I'll leave my phone on the table.
All right. I'll let you know. We'll get you one here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But let's get into some sports, boys. This weekend is championship weekend in the NFL.
Championship.
Let's go.
It is a damn good set of 4 games, too. It really is. I'm not a big old Chiefs fan. I don't like the Eagles. You're a closet Niners fan. We have some legit games, though. I mean, even though I don't like them, does not mean that they're not going to be stupid good games.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? I think that Eagles-Niners is going to come down to the – I think both of them are come down to the wire. I really do.
I can guarantee you guys one thing. If there's anybody ever down in these games, I'm betting the money. Let's go.
Before we get to news, let's put it out there right now. Let's talk game picks right now.
Let's get this shit out the way. So, here's the deal, Miles. You missed out.
Mm-hmm.
We did a whiskey wager. Actually, yeah, so Jimmer lost 2. You were on the podcast when he did them, but we bet on the previous week's games.
Does that mean I lose too? Because I'll take one.
Yeah, you were gone, so go ahead and put one of those down.
Yeah. How about
Yuck.
Yeah.
So, that was one shot per, we'll call it bad decision.
Wait, hold on. Can I say a disclosure before I do this?
Go ahead.
What's that?
We don't promote underage drinking at all.
No, in no way, shape, or form. Sober driving. Call Uber.
It was one shot if you were wrong, if you lost a bet. Now we're doubling up. This weekend's going to be 2.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay.
Next weekend, I guess we're a few weeks out yet. For the Super Bowl, though, it's going to be a quad shot. We're doubling up. The stakes are going to be really high. And that's how shit's going to go down. So
What if
we have to miss work, we miss work, bro.
Danny, I got one for you.
5 personal days. Let's go.
Yeah, I got one for you.
Okay.
In between this weekend and the following weekend is a Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl games, they call them.
Not watching.
I didn't say that. Hold on. I think it's like the skills competition, basically, and then there'll be a flag football game. I do believe, I didn't break it down.
Flag football.
They basically been playing it anyway. They've been playing two-hand touch. So actually, I'm more jacked for it now than I have been the last 5-6 years.
Yeah,
right?
because you know what you're looking for.
Right. So, why don't we do a little skills competition, the 3 of us? We'll have someone video record. I would love to see Miles run the 40.
Man.
All right.
We do a throwing one. And whoever loses has to butt chug.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
That's where you draw the line.
I'm game. I heard it really intensifies it. Let's go.
Yeah, you 2 are in. All right. I'll record.
Never. I got a family to go home to after a butt chug. They got to deal with me.
But all right, let's
to the
talk
games.
about these 2
Wait,
games,
Back to
right?
games.
Oh.
Philadelphia against the Niners at Philly. Philly is -2.5. Over under 46. Where are you going, Danny?
This is a tough one. Rookie quarterback, but the better head coach.
Yep.
Overall, probably the better team, but Philly's really balanced too, so it's hard to say that. It's in Philly.
Do you want me to give you something before you go?
Yeah,
a little statistical thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Philadelphia ranks number 1 by a wide margin on quarterback pressures. wide margin. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's like 15% versus the next closest,
They
right?
got Sue.
I think there's 72 sacks or something like that.
Something like that, right?
Jordan Davis.
Okay. Here's the interesting stat. I'm gonna swing the other way. They rank dead last
Run game.
in stopping third and fourth in short in run game.
So Kyle Shanahan knows he
They're-
only has to run the ball 2 times because he's going to get that.
Against the team that runs his style of offense.
Yep.
I just want to throw a little extra curveball in there before you make your pick. Go ahead.
Well, before you say anything, if Christian McCaffrey is the workhorse in this game, do you give anything to them? Like, beside, like, MVP? Anything for Christian McCaffrey? If this game comes down to the run game and he's the biggest factor, the MVP award should still be going through these games.
So I don't understand what you're saying. So MVP for the season?
Yeah.
Oh, it's already done.
No, I know. Yeah.
You're saying they should be? Is it? Sorry, I'm not. I'm trying to.
There's an MVP of the championship games.
No. Yeah. I forgot all about that, Danny. You're exactly right.
You were talking about the season. Yeah, that's what sucks. It's already.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be. They should. I'm with you. They should keep going
Yeah.
and let these games play out before you decide. I 100% agree with that. Yeah.
Because look at the record after he joined that team. So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And with the last overall pick in the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right. So when it comes to the pick, this is a really tough game. I could see it going either way. But I think Shanahan's going to have something different in this game, and I think the Niners are going to pull this bitch out. And this, in part, definitely is some Philly hate because I do not like the fans in Philly. They are super talented and could win this game, but I'm
The
going
fans are, yes, they
I'm
are.
riding Shanahan and Debo. I think Debo's going to give him a little something in this game. I know McCaffrey's going to be key, but they didn't use Debo nearly as much last game. I think that's going to be different. He's going to be a big factor. And I also think they're the two probably best defenses in the NFL. This is going to be over. I think this is going to be an offensive game that people do not expect, and the Niners win. Miles is thinking over there. What do you think?
I'd rather you go ahead and make your. Can you go ahead and do his second pick too?
No, one at a time, bro.
One at a time.
Okay,
One at a time.
Okay.
Try and figure out what you want to bet is what you're thinking.
Yeah. I'm going to keep the Super Bowl in division. I'm going to roll with the 49ers. They've won 12 straight, and I'm clearly going to pick the other team that's won that many straight too. So I'm not going against a hot team. I just can't do it. Philadelphia, it's been a great season. Honestly, if I had to hate, me being a Rams fan, either hate Philadelphia or the 49ers, theory, I should hate the 49ers to death, but it's the Eagles. Always hated them.
All right, Jimmer. What you got, big dog? Educate us.
This one is extremely difficult, and there's reasons why. You guys kind of touched on all of them.
We're making a fire.
I have the utmost hate for the Eagles because of their we've made this very clear, Philadelphia-based fan base. We know plenty of Eagles fans from around here. Not quite the same. We're talking about Philadelphia-based, right? But I'm also tired of seeing the Niners, and not new age Niners, but they have enough Super Bowls, right? That's always in my mind. That's something stupid to me. Maybe it's stupid to you guys, but you know what? I like to see newer teams. Some other people get some of the taste of it, right? This one's very tough. I don't know, and I don't want to sit here and keep looking like I'm beating up on Brock Purdy. If there's a time the wheels are going to fall off, wouldn't it be in Philadelphia? Cold-ass weather. The fans are atrocious. And I don't know if I can do a clean sweep with you guys. I want to, actually. I was hoping one of you would go at least Philadelphia, and then I could
do what you
Niners.
actually want to do, because the next one's not going to be a clean sweep.
I have I have the Niners. I think the hottest team is rolling right now. I think they're going to take care of business. Jalen Hurts, do we know if he's healthy?
Right.
Don't know. I haven't heard anything positive coming out. I'm not saying we've heard anything at all, but I don't know if in this case, if no news is good news. I don't know that.
And don't act like the defensive MVP in that 49ers defense can't get to him
Right.
just as well as Philly can get to Brock Purdy, right?
Right. And when I brought up that stat, that was a big key thing to me personally. You can't stop the run. And what do? This may not even be up to Purdy. Purdy just has to make a couple opportune throws when they're going to be available. If you want one key piece of advice, Mr. Brock, stay the hell away from Darius Slay's side. Stay away.
No, go for it. Go for it.
No, not in this one. Don't do it. Stay away. Just stay the opposite because he will make you look like a fool when you doubt it. You don't think about him until it's too late. And then now he has 2 interceptions and one of them probably got returned for a touchdown. Just don't do it. Stay away from his side. That dude's no matter who it is. I don't care if it's Debo either. Stay away from his side. Unless they bring him down on George Kittle, which I highly doubt that. George Kittle will be your best friend in this game.
Yeah, George Kittle would run over Darius Slay, and he will catch that ball.
Right, but I doubt. That's what I'm saying. They would never bring him over on top of him. That's just
Who are they going to put on George Kittle? Because that's going to decide a lot in that.
That's the reason why I think that's the best remedy. If everything goes the way it should, and you don't have total chaos. Let's say Jalen Hurts isn't playing balls out MVP level. He's not playing injured, and he's going all over the place. If he's doing his thing, this game is a completely different ball game.
Yeah.
If they can keep him in check, you run the ball down their throat, and Brock, we need you to do a couple opportune throws, and more specifically, when you are target Kittle, they'll be just fine.
And don't forget, your boy, Mr. D'Amico Ryan, is in this game. He's fighting for a head coaching job.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And so he's going to have some things for Philly too, to make sure. I mean, it looks like, he's going to end up in Houston, but that's fine. He's going to end up with a head coaching job, and this game is critical to that, in my opinion, too. Right? You got to be able to show off, man. Show off and show out. It's got to be good.
If you're going to talk about that, God, I hope he doesn't go there. Don't do that to yourself.
Denver's
going
to get Sean Payton, dude.
I understand that. I'm just talking about Houston in general. Don't do that, D'Amico. Like
you
think
would rather
he's
see him stick around
or go somewhere else, just not Houston.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that, look what they've done. You can call it whatever you want when it comes to the race stuff, but they've literally fired 2 black coaches back to back after 1 year. Let's not do that.
Yeah, I didn't in my head Houston, but Indy didn't. They don't have a head coach yet, right? So it could be Indy too.
It could be.
That's really it, isn't it? Houston and Indy left. Because I think Sean Payton's going to
Panthers. We'll get to it. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's what, Denver and
Indy
unless
and
something freaky happens, to
true somebody else
to the Chargers. Never know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll ride that one out. Gentlemen, your next one. We got the Bengals.
Miles, kick this one off, buddy.
At the Chiefs. What is being called Burrowhead, because he is 3-0 there. Mr. Wright, Nick Wright, was wrong about that. He said he's only beaten him once. That is dead wrong. Kansas City is favored now by 1.5, 47.5 over under. Where, gentlemen, are we going?
First off, that Kansas City being favored by over 1.5, that's probably going to be based on Patrick Mahomes' ankle getting hit 1.5 times. So the over is a little ridiculous there. It should. I don't know how far you can bring it down. If you're giving them the home field advantage at that point, which is BS after you gave the Bengals the favorite. I'm taking the Bengals, but I'm going against every theory I have. No team beats a team. If they beat a team 3 times in a row, this is usually when it comes down to the must-win game. We seen it last year. I feel like we're going to see it this year that Kansas City does not allow it, but I can't ride against a hot team in the playoffs. So
you're consistent. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It makes so much sense, right? The Bengals have won, what do we talk about, 10 straight games. Joe Burrow, they're already starting to think that he's like the best quarterback in the league, which isn't quite true. They compare him a lot, I hear, to Tom Brady, right? Because he's more like mental. He knows what's going to happen and he knows where to get the ball before the snap. I go more towards Peyton in that aspect. I think that's what Peyton did better than anybody else. Mm-hmm. So I give him more different credit in that respect because I think that's what he does. The run game has been great. Somehow they're winning without three starters on the offensive line out. They've won fucking 3 straight against Kansas City. It's obvious like they own them at this point. So it's so easy to say the fucking Bengals, but that's not what's going to happen this weekend. It's too easy. The Bengals make too much sense, and I think that's why they gave Kansas City the edge. I think Vegas knows what's going on. I think they're trying to get more money over on the other end. The Chiefs are somehow going to end up winning this game and in the Super Bowl. And I think that Mahomes, we dogged on him so much over the last 2 years because we didn't know what he could do without Tyreek, all those different things. He's the best quarterback in the league, and he's about to show why. So this weekend the Chiefs will win, and it'll be the Chiefs-Niners in the Super Bowl.
Hey, Danny, before we allow James to make his pick, I'm going to say something that's maybe you can get on board with me. When you see a good quarterback in the NFL that hits players where they're supposed to be, now this just goes through my head. A good sniper shoots people where they're supposed to be. Now, if you look at that in that sense, not everybody can imitate that, right? Not anybody can just pick up a gun, be a sniper.
Yeah.
So all of us have all picked up footballs, and we're all out there trying to be Tom Brady every now and then with our friends, right?
I could be.
Yeah.
I just use podcast.
But what I'm trying to say is Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes' level of play would be to Tom Brady, who is the elite sniper, And I'm just saying, like, those two will be there. I do believe Joe Burrow will be there. Joe Burrow is always throwing the ball where it needs to be.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm a huge fan of Joey B. I am a big fan of the Bengals. I love what they're doing. I love what Zach Taylor's doing with that team because, especially with that offensive line, you have 3 starters out, and somehow you're still doing this. I think he only got touched, 3 times in the last game?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Touched.
Big fan. But my whole point with this is more of a gut feeling. It makes way too much sense that the Bengals win this game. Every single piece of it makes too much sense for them to win, and that's why I'm rolling with Kansas City.
So I'm gonna go both ways like I normally do.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, let's calm down there. One time.
Sorry, I got a little excited.
Number one, where I'm agreeing with you on this is even Joe Burrow had to like reel it back for like everybody that's overblown.
Did you hear that?
Did you catch that too? Yeah. He said they are the team to beat no matter what you guys believe. And you guys are saying so much good and positive. Like, I'm telling you right now, Burrow is the man, and Burrow is the future. Patrick Mahomes is the man right now. And it's going to be so hard to do this. In fact, you unlocked a different version of him without having Tyreek there. Right? Because, I mean, of course, Travis Kelce was Travis Kelce, but he spread this ball around everywhere.
Yeah, man.
He went dumb, right? He went just bonkers. This is Burrow head for a reason, and I'm riding it. You can call me a Chief hater. You can call me whatever the hell you want. At this point, I told you I'm basically a Cincinnati fan. I'm definitely a Burrow guy. Joe Burrow, baby.
Yep.
And
born in Ames, Iowa, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right. You know I'm all about this. I think he has a swag that Patrick Mahomes doesn't. I don't see Burrow ever crying whenever shit doesn't work out his way, even when he gets killed. I haven't seen it yet. Not saying it doesn't happen. Have you seen it?
No.
This man is a man's man. You get on TikTok and all these ladies just want them some Burrow. You ever notice that? They're like, they do these like sounds like, oh, make a sound if you like this quarterback. Goes through a picture. All of a sudden they're like, ah! Yeah, no, it is Cincinnati in this one. It's in his head. He's too focused on, I'm good to go right now. I swear to God, I'll be fine. You know what? You are still the baby to Mr. Joe Burrow. And I am still saying Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. I will say that. He's losing this game.
Okay.
Hey, Danny,
Miles, what's up?
turn your head.
Miles wants me to turn my head for
Profile pic.
Your hat. Turn your hat.
What, like this way?
There you go, Danny.
Ooh. Ooh, that's a good
You like
picture.
that?
There you go. There
You
it
like
is.
that?
Well, I didn't know if you wanted certain emblem in there.
So here's the deal, gentlemen. This is the way it's going to play out. So if the Eagles win,
Yep.
we
We
all
all-
have 2 shots.
Okay.
If the Bengals win, I have to do 2 shots. If the Chiefs win, you have to do 2 shots. So there's potential for a 4-shot night for 2 of you. There's potential for a 4-shot night for me.
If the Chiefs win, me and James should have to do 4 shots alone for that. It's 2 against 1, baby. Let's go.
Okay.
We're keeping this. Yeah. Yeah. Jeez.
Do we go to work?
We might be
Wink,
looking for
wink.
someone.
Yeah, man, this will be midweek rough. Oh, do you remember? No, you work nights next week.
Let's
Oh
just
my
roll
God.
them into the weekend. Let's just roll the shots into the weekend.
Okay, yeah,
I
you know what?
have-
That's a good idea.
Or, I mean, I can take his.
Because
too.
either way, it could be rough.
Nah, never.
I heard a interesting comparison, Danny.
Okay.
Is your favorite quarterback Josh Allen? Is he this new aged version of Phillip Rivers?
Yeah, man, I saw that shit too.
My God.
So all the talent in the world around you, strong arm, looks like you guys should be slam dunk, and when it comes to playoffs, you just come up short. And you
I don't
run
know.
into guys like, so for instance, who did Phillip Rivers run into?
All
Drew
the
Brees.
time. He had
No, not well. He did, but he never got that far to actually
right. So
lead in Brees.
Peyton, Tom Brady, guys like that. Right?
Guys like that are winning. They're competing for the AFC Championship and ultimately the Super Bowl. Even though he had maybe even more talented teams than both of them.
I set you up.
I know you did.
Okay.
What same thing. So for Josh Allen,
Yeah.
is it now looking kind of like the same in a lot of ways? They have a very talented team all around. I think they have. I told you, I made the defense that every Bills fan should be pissed. Told you this a while back, right? A little while back, a few episodes ago. They should be pissed about that because they have no excuse. You can try to muster up an excuse if you'd like. And it's starting to kind of look eerily. Like when I heard that, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't. At this point, it's a really good comparison, right?
Right?
Because I'm a big Philly Rivers fan,
Yep.
and
So am I.
he couldn't get over the hump.
Just couldn't
He
get
never
over it.
could, even with the team. I don't think the Bills, top to bottom, are as talented as what he had, though. Like, especially back in the day when he had fucking LT and everybody else, right?
LT, that defense, Sean Merriman, Antonio Cromartie.
Sean,
Yep.
Sean Marion on steroids, by the way. But
Yes.
let's
Yes,
be real.
pretty-
Sean Merriman, sorry.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah. But I totally get it. That's why the other night when I brought that up about Dable, like when he unlocked that shit with Danny Dimes, I'm a big Josh Allen fan, and I still was like, was that him? Because he's gone, and all of a
hold
sudden we're back to Josh Allen.
I forgot to poke at you a
Early.
little bit. Remember earlier on when we were talking about Dable?
Yeah, you brought that up, dude.
Like
yeah,
a while
100%.
back, and you're
Yep.
like, no, it's lasers.
Yep.
What'd you say? It was something about lasers or something.
Yeah, he was. So in
Training.
the offseason, he was working on lining up his like hips with his throwing motion type deal with the lasers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck, this is amazing.
And then Brian,
Now-
yeah. And now
I don't know.
it's looking a little iffy, right?
Yeah.
At bare minimum.
I hope, and this is like the fan of him because he got me a
That's a Conor
fantasy
brand.
championship against somebody at this table. But I hope he ends up more like a Brett Favre comparison than Philly Rivers.
Still able to sneak one in there.
At least, yeah.
Yep.
Did you just go at me?
No.
No. He's
I missed it. I missed the
You
shot.
want you have we all have a championship at this
You said-
table. You know that?
You said
Hey,
bare.
do we all have a championship in fantasy football?
Yeah.
We do.
We
Yeah.
do,
But
baby.
wait a minute.
Some of us are multi-time.
Who holds the
We
belt,
weren't,
baby?
listen, we weren't there, son.
It doesn't matter. I can't help that the league expanded. I won them when they was there, baby.
I
That's
can't help
true.
that 3 gig expanded either, baby.
Right. And
All
it's
right.
and And it is
Listen,
last week.
MJ over there playing against a bunch of plumbers. All right,
Boy.
that shit. Now you got some people that halfway know what they're doing.
You're saying that 'cause I can't argue that, you son of a bitch.
Danny was
Gotcha.
or James was in a 2-man league playing against himself.
Yeah, real quick, you asshole. Hey, I'm talking to you, Miles. Real quick, I want your top 3 quarterbacks in the league right now.
It'll come home, Danny. It'll
Off
come
the top here, top 3 quarterbacks right now.
Top 3
Top 3.
The top 3 quarterbacks right now.
all
Patrick
time
Mahomes
or in the league.
in the league right now.
Oh, right.
Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Let me go back to NFC. Got it. Rodgers would be close to up there still, I think. So Patrick Mahomes, Joey B is going to be in the top 3 for me right now, and I'm still going to ride with Josh Allen up there.
That's number 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not giving him my reasoning at all. Geno Smith, baby, number 1. Number 2, Russell Wilson, you're number 32.
Thank
at that,
you.
number 2. Okay, I'm just kidding. Number 1, Aaron Rodgers. Number 2. Oh, fuck, that one hurts. Brock Purdy. Number 3.
What?
If he makes it to the Super Bowl, man, he's going to be up there.
Dude, I'm telling you right now. And number 3, Matt Stafford.
Oh, a little bit of home.
I just went out there, guys.
You're good.
My fave 3 are everybody's fave 3.
Is that what it is?
Burrow, Mahomes, and fucking Aaron Rodgers.
Whatever order you feel. Well,
Yeah, whatever
Aaron Rodgers
order
goes
you want to
up
put them in, go for it.
So, number 1, Mahomes. Right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is. And right now, it sucks to say it. It really does.
We've been the biggest haters, man, this
Yeah,
season.
I'm trying
and we,
to, yeah.
We said it last season in the podcast. If he's able to do what he did the year before without Tyreek, though, because he relied on Tyreek and Kelsey so much, we'd give him more credit. And he did way more.
He did
Okay,
his
okay.
job.
Joe Burrow wins this game.
Right.
Do you change it?
No.
Are you?
Hold on. The only way to change it is if he has an abysmal game. As in, if it isn't Patrick Mahomes' fault. So here's a couple interesting ones I heard. Did you know that like Baker Mayfield's like undefeated against Tom Brady?
So am I.
Does that matter? That's what you're getting at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter when it comes to head-to-head because they literally can't. They don't play against each other on defense. One on defense.
How many
one
straight
offense.
AFC championships have the Chiefs been to?
Right.
That's the big deal, right?
Yep.
So Joey B could be right there. Maybe
Yep.
he is, but he's just got to do a little more. That's all. Like
That being said, because you just set it up, is Mr. Joe Burrow number 2.
Yeah.
I love Josh Allen. You know I love Josh Allen. I'm hoping for a big climb next year. He could. I think Brian Dabble played a lot in that. I'm hoping another year in the offense and shit gets a little more comfortable and they clean that up because I told you there was a point in the season for him that he was doing really well. Like everything was on a timing. It was a crisp. It was like part of the offense.
Yep.
And then it started getting into the backyard stuff.
Yep.
Later on in the season. Works great for slapdick teams. Does not work great for like well coached, well fucking put together teams. It just doesn't happen. You are not going to go up against. If they wouldn't have lost that one, they would have lost to Kansas City anyways. Way too talented of a team. Way too well coached of a team. Regardless, I don't care if it would have been neutral site or not. They're too disciplined for that. So that works against like the Miamis of the world. You know, even they. In fact, we don't even know if they would have made it out of that game had they had Tua.
Yeah.
You know, if we're being honest. So, yeah, but right now I'm not dropping him out of my top 3 though. He is still the number 3 at bare minimum.
Yeah.
That's horseshit.
You know who I know you want to put in, and I'm going to bring this up just for that reason, is Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
You're a big Justin Herbert guy,
You know
which I
I
don't
am.
blame you.
Ooh,
I like
I
Justin
am.
not as much as you, but I like him too. I heard an interesting stat comparison today.
Okay.
So Justin Herbert this season, 25 in 10, I think. 25 TDs, 10 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Maybe it was 11. Quarterback number 2, 25 TDs, I think 11 interceptions versus the 10 he had. You know who number 2 was? Justin Fields.
Oh.
No talent around him.
Oh.
And there were some injuries with the Chargers, but if you're that guy, which everybody put him on a pedestal real quick,
Well,
That's interesting.
In my
to me.
defense, I have been on the field still too.
Yeah.
In my defense, is I'm like the only thing that's gonna kill them is if the Bears do the Bears and they end up hosting them, right? They don't get the talent around there. You don't build the team the right way. You don't have an offensive line. You get this poor man killed. You need someone to throw to, and you need an offensive line to protect him. Because I think he has all the talent in the world.
He next year needs to be a coming out party for him because honestly, right now, if I had a choice, I'd take Trevor Lawrence over him.
That's because you're coming around.
I mean, I am coming around, but what would you do? You're big. You like both of them, right?
Who?
Trevor and fucking
And Herbert?
yeah.
God, that is hard, dude.
Yeah.
You just put me in a spot.
Out of nowhere, right? He needs to have a coming out party like that.
I would go T-Law. I would. And that's really hard to say, but I will go. I saw something spark under that man this season.
His penis.
And he was with a less talented team. I understand he was in the AFC South, but in the playoffs, you nasty mother. But in the playoffs, and crunch time, when they needed to do everything, he was there and he swung it around, right? And you told me one of the most impressive lines I'll remember the rest of the season, about
Good.
Undefeated on Saturday.
he's like, man, I've thrown 4 interceptions. Good.
Yeah.
And then balled the fuck out. He was not the reason they lost that game. Chris Collinsworth might think that. You guys have seen that clip,
Oh my
right?
gosh,
you have
yeah,
seen this.
dude.
By now, you've definitely seen it where old boy fumbles the ball forward or whatever. Patrick Mahomes, it's a great play by Patrick Mahomes.
And meanwhile, he throws a hair over the
Was it
receiver.
Kirk?
Yeah, Christian Kirk. Hair over. Oh,
Nut.
he just overthrew him by, what did he say, 65? He was sarcastic as fuck.
He's like, 65 yards and pass him. I'm like, by the way, I'm pretty sure it touched his fingertips.
I'm pretty sure he should have caught that ball.
Chris Carter would have. Chris Carter would have blamed himself, not the quarterback. He's like, if I get a fingertip on it, it's my job to bring the ball in. That is his line.
Christian Kirk blamed?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, Chris Carter.
No, I understand that.
Okay.
I understand that.
Yeah. No, Christian Kirk didn't blame anybody.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying
Thank
Chris
you.
Collinsworth
Made it seem like it was-
beating it up like that.
Yeah.
When a true receiver that believes in his own talent will blame himself. He's like, if I had a finger on it, it was my quarterback's job to get it in my reach.
I'm telling.
If I get a finger on it, I drop it. That's me.
I quit buying Madden because of that guy.
Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah, I get tired of hearing his voice.
Awful,
Oh
dude.
my god.
It's just saying, "Oh my God, look at that."
Also got his son a job that way.
Here's the reason. So you brought
this
up
way.
top 3 quarterbacks, and I brought up your boy because I would say even before this season, people put him in the top 5. Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
He is in the top 5.
I don't agree with that. So
They were injured.
here's the reason I'm bringing this up. Trevor Lawrence is, in both our opinions, maybe yours, I don't know where you're at right now,
Oh, I'm there.
above Justin Herbert.
Oh, no.
Does that mean Trevor Lawrence is top 5? Or has Herbert fallen enough to where Trevor Lawrence is like 8 or something?
He's fallen
10?
enough, but
Okay.
T-Law is clearly in the top 10, right?
Yep, I agree.
Do we
with
all
that.
agree with that? He's
The
clearly in the top 10.
10?
Trevor Lawrence
Yes,
is clearly
top 10.
top 10.
Top 10.
So if he's top 10, I think you're right. I think Herbert has fallen a little bit because that. And yes,
Herbert's 9 then.
I didn't even say T-Law is 10. I'm not breaking it down all the way down to 10 right now. I'm just saying it's without a debate he's inside 10.
Yeah.
So I think it's more he's fallen, whether it's because of injuries or not. It could be he's being held out by a coach, the offensive coordinator. You shouldn't be throwing the ball damn near 50 times a game, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's plenty of things to go blame with this. But I'm with you. I'm actually, if Herbert's ahead of him, they are like almost 1A, 1B, or wherever position we put him at. 6, 7, 7, 8,
Yeah.
9, 10, whatever it is. They're right there next to each other, regardless.
Herbert's in front of him.
Don't know.
No, I need an answer.
Don't know.
No, he's not.
You gotta split it. Split it. Come on, don't be that guy.
I like them both. He put me in a tough ass position.
Yeah, that's why
And
I
I'm putting you in a tougher position. Pick one.
T-Law.
You can do it. I won't be mad.
I would take Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence has proven to win over his whole career.
Okay, that's all I need.
His life.
His
Fuck.
whole life, he doesn't know how to lose. The one dude, they made a big old article out of the one dude that beat him in the state championship one time out of his 4-year high school career. One team beat him one time.
But I have one defense to all this.
Okay.
Did you see what Justin Herbert did with nobody to throw the ball to?
Did you see the same thing come out of who's his other guy?
He
Christian Kirk.
Yeah, the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL.
Okay. Next one.
Don't know.
What
Next one.
So now
Edney,
you're so now you're making me argue against my own guy, asshole. And Herbert. Herbert always had at least one of his receivers out there basically all season long. They didn't play together. Two receivers didn't play together, but he usually had all of his receivers. Not to mention a stud-ass tight end.
And one of the best receiving running backs in the league, too.
And Austin Eckler, who was catching that, too. Yes.
All right. You know what?
Now
Danny, I'm going to give it to you.
Hold on.
I'm going to give it to you.
No. I'm not even giving you the full layup because you actually can make – that's the reason why they're so tight, because – he had Travis Etienne, who also can do the same type of thing. Granted, he was banged up a little bit, but then he got better.
Who did he have before that?
A running back, not a receiving running back.
Right. I'm talking about. I'm just saying they're actually more comparable than what we think. Austin Eckler is more of a beast all around, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's the Marshall
He
Faulk.
has more receivers, regardless, though. Herbert does when they're all healthy and accounted for. Tight end is about equal, though. When I just said tight end, because their tight end hasn't done shit. No. Yes, you're right. With the Chargers. I'm talking about the Jaguars. That dude actually balled out under the radar all season long. Actually, was the number 5 scoring tight end. Nobody paid attention to.
Who picked him up?
Which doesn't speak very much, but I did pick him up in fantasy.
And he really was
He was a top 5.
Don't get too excited because after like 3, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it kind of turns off.
It's like,
hey, who had number 1?
But he's
just curious.
You did, you piece of shit.
Hey,
Miles, let me shut you down real quick on this.
Yeah,
okay?
go for it.
Justin Herbert, top 5, not true. Okay, let me break it down. Patty Mahomes.
Okay.
Joe Burrow.
Yep.
You mentioned Aaron Rodgers. We'll throw Aaron Rodgers in there.
I'm still agreeing with you.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson.
No.
Trevor Lawrence.
That's where you lose me. Lamar Jackson, top 5. Come on.
Hold on. You rode him harder than anybody at this desk.
I love Lamar Jackson.
When he was,
love him.
He was the MVP conversation.
I love him. I love Lamar Jackson, and he does.
Do you have anyone else for a debate there, though?
In the NFL right now,
just replace Lamar Jackson. That's all I ask. He's injury prone, man. That's the only reason I'm throwing him out.
There's so many other quarterbacks in the league.
No, you gave me 4 good ones. Take Lamar out, and I'll ride with you.
Trevor Lawrence was one of the other ones. But he's close with. I get you on that. God damn, when you think about everybody in the fucking league, there's not a lot else out there.
No, that's where I want you to stop. That's where I want you to stop.
Would you take Matt Stafford over Justin Herbert?
No.
You wouldn't, huh?
No, not. Again, I'm going a different route with this. I'm going Matt Stafford.
Age.
Goddamn, dude!
I am going age on that.
There is nothing because, I don't think I'd put Tua up there.
Keep going. Thank you. You're doing exactly what I wanted you to do.
Yeah, there's.
Hold on, you're forgetting a pretty big one, and it's because we probably don't like him though.
No, no.
Jalen Hurts.
Oh, duh! Of course,
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is for sure
one good year.
He's had multiple good years. Yeah. Last year he had a good year too, and they thought
he
it was
just
fluke.
Spotty last year. Yeah. Yep. I would for sure take Jalen Hurts. So
right.
that's a good one. But after that, no, Miles, you're bringing this up. This is great.
Yeah.
Because after that,
that's exactly what I mean.
It doesn't matter.
You're playing kind of middle of the road on whoever you think.
Because you can't say Tom Brady now.
Kyler Murray.
No.
Get that horse shit.
I'll take Kirk Cousins. I'll take so many guys over that. Stafford doesn't matter.
No, but it's like after the top 5, you're automatically putting Kirk Cousins in the top 5 through 10.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Yep.
And
whoa.
When you think about Kirk Cousins, that's sad.
Wait, watch him ball next year like he did this year.
Yeah.
Even more.
Just because
in a full year.
Jimmer, you think about this. When Jimmy G is the starting quarterback for somebody, he's going to be in the top 15 next year, based on this conversation. He'll be up there, man.
Timmy.
He doesn't know that.
Jimmy Garoppolo, sorry. I don't know what I said.
I had another name stuck in my head.
Yeah,
Jimmy G. You really think that? You really truly believe
Think about
that?
how many low-level quarterbacks are in the NFL right now.
Dude, do you know how
hold on,
bad?
we
This is
just
wild.
we just stretched this out. Let's do it then.
Hold on.
So
do you know how
I'm gonna-
bad I would beg for the beard to come back?
Oh, fuck
Fitzpatrick, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But I'm gonna throw these out there.
All right.
Now that you guys asked for a top 10,
All right,
I can give you my top 10 then. I'm looking at a list of guys and I'm like, all right, that's top 10. That's top 10. That's top 10.
How about, can you do top 5?
I'm doing 10 because
Okay,
you can do 5. I'm doing 10. I'm giving you 10 because everything we just talked about. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, Joe Burrow. Obviously, Josh Allen. And if we are talking about right now, because you guys keep bringing up Aaron Rodgers up there too. But so is Tom Brady until he retires. It wasn't the sexiest season, but it was still.
If you want to keep him, let's assume he's playing. Okay.
Yep,
Top
he's
10.
playing because he hasn't signed off as he hasn't. And
Okay.
same thing.
Well, he's number
with
10
Rodgers.
then. He's number 10.
Yeah, the order doesn't
Well,
matter.
I'm not giving you the order right
Yep.
now.
Oh,
I'm not
okay,
giving you
okay,
the order.
okay,
I'm
okay.
giving you just the number of
Yep.
quarterbacks.
I got
10.
you. Sorry.
So what do I got now? I got 1,
5.
2, 3, 4. I got 5 of them.
Yep.
All right. So then I have Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert. There's 7. I have Tua. 8. 9 is Jalen Hurts. 10 is going to have to be. Oh, and then obviously Ravens. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
9. My 10.
Replace Tua.
No. And when he's healthy, that offense was on a different level.
But that's what I think of when I say top
You
10.
can't you can't do that. Otherwise,
Right,
we're going to
let,
yank Aaron
let him
Rodgers
finish
out.
his 10, and then
Okay,
you replace Tua, who you think would be Tua.
Right,
Okay.
right.
I'm with you on that, Miles. Yeah.
And then I have to roll. I'm going to throw because of how far this fell off, my man. I'm throwing one to you, and that is going to be 1 Derek Carr.
Yeah, that's who I would have replaced Tua with.
No, I'm going to replace Tua with.
Technically, hold on. All disservice. It's going to be Kirk. Kirk is getting in my top 10 right now.
Yeah, take him over Derek
yeah,
Carr
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Yep.
Okay. I'm
If
taking,
I'm going to take one out, it'd actually be Tua for Derek Carr in that instance.
Yep.
If you want to hear something like that, Miles, I'll give you that.
that's what I want. And then
Yep.
my top
Derek,
10.
yeah,
my,
Derek Carr would be like number 10. Tua would be number 11 then.
Yep. So
Yep.
then my 10th pick is going to be Matt Stafford. I don't disagree with anything you
I
said.
don't have a problem with that Stafford either. So,
But I'm replacing Tom Brady
but all these guys are right there.
I'm replacing
I'm
Tom
with
Brady.
you. You're replacing Tom Brady.
with Lamar's going in that and Tom Brady's out.
I had Lamar in there too.
Yeah, so who you place
In my
in?
10.
He had Lamar in there.
I took Tua out, put
Yeah.
Matt Stafford in,
Mhm.
Yep.
and then I had Carr in there.
Oh, Carr would be the other one.
Yep, and then I'm taking Brady out and putting in who I just said.
You know, okay.
I got
we'll,
11.
We'll get into news because we went off on a tangent.
Sorry.
But what's fucking amazing about this? We all agree Dak Prescott is not a top 10 quarterback.
Who's Dak?
Who's Dak?
Who Dak?
Who
Hey,
Dak?
hey, who that?
Who
that?
Dak?
Who that think gonna beat them Bengals?
Who they?
No, I'm changing it
Who
because they
Dak?
stole it from the Saints, you fucks.
Hey, next year Jared Goff could be in this conversation. I just want to be clear about that.
Statistically, he is in the top 10.
Yeah.
By the way,
Oh my God!
yeah, you see that?
Hold on, hold
could
on,
be.
Yep.
Danny.
No, we got to keep rolling the
Give me
news.
1 minute.
Okay.
1 minute.
Okay.
The longest active streak in the NFL without throwing an interception, without his coach talking in his headset. Well, I mean, without the headset part, but
He's got to be good with all the talent.
Did you guys see the Lions hype video for next year already?
did he already underthrow somebody like Tua did?
No,
Damn it.
no, the hype video. Like every team does a hype video every year. I don't know if you know that.
They already
The
have it
Rams
out.
do.
Yeah,
They put one out already.
this early shit.
I'm not saying there won't be another one, but they put one out already about being ready for next year because the halftimes, like in the halftime or whatever, when they're in the locker room and shit like that, and like nobody believes in us. It was Jared Goff was up in that, Jamal Williams, and we're not the same Lions. We are different. And next year we're gonna rip people up. Basically, I mean, you gotta watch that video. Take a look. Say all you gotta do is type in Lions hype video.
Is
2023
is the coach in there saying that he'll eat kneecaps?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, let's go,
I'd run
dude.
through a wall for him too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to play.
So that guy. So look, way back when we did that, that was a little taken out of context. So you have to listen to his whole thing when he's talking about eating the kneecaps. Like when ESPN and them put it out there, they made it sound a little psycho.
Yeah.
You actually listen to the whole thing, and it doesn't sound psycho at all, actually.
Dude, I watched the old Jets coach do a line of coke and then give an interview. You want to see psycho?
We'll roll with the news, though, gentlemen.
Let's do it.
Car hits Conor McGregor's bike. Says he could have been dead. Got a bang of a car just now from behind, McGregor wrote on Instagram. A sun trap, the driver couldn't see me. Full speed straight through me. Thank you, God. It wasn't my time. Thank you, wrestling and judo also. Having awareness on that landing saved my life.
Okay, Spider-Man, simmer the fuck down.
Jesus.
Dude, you know what? Is that not the most attention-grabbing thing he could do? Like, yeah, car couldn't even take me out, bitches. Yeah, I bet the car was going 12 at max speed because that's all they allowed. Oh, wait. What's slower than miles per hour? Isn't that what they do in speed? That's their speed.
Kilometers, yeah, I guess would be.
Or it could be vice versa. Either way, it's going to be the slower of the speeds at max speed. Second thing is, Conor, if you're getting hit by a car being blinded by the sun at max speed, you're not thinking of defense skills on your way out. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm actually kind of with you on that.
Yeah.
Your hate is pouring out, though.
Yeah, I think what he was trying to say was like the way he landed. He was able to land and not like roll and fuck himself up. He landed okay.
While shooting webs out his hand?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
He's Spider-Man, right?
Spider sense tingling.
But I am curious. There's obviously no video, but I want to see the bike. Like, because if the bike's got nothing, if the rim's not even bent or anything, like that dude clearly wasn't going that fast.
There is a picture.
Can we all agree on this, though? If Conor McGregor tries to sue them, he better give the money to the old man that he slapped at the bar.
He's not even hurt, man. That's what's crazy about it.
Oh, he's not hurt at all?
No, he had like a scrape on his leg or something like that. Like
Thank God he knew jiu-jitsu.
Let's see.
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Did you see how I tied it together?
Yeah.
Because he's going to get sued.
I don't think so.
By the girl on the boat? Yeah, he is.
By that girl.
Bro. Does that look like anything bent on that?
Oh, my God. What's the speed limit say on that fucking sign?
That doesn't say the speed limit. But it is a very narrow road. It can't be that fast. But look at the bike. What, Danny, would you just say that you'd have a problem with?
Exactly. He didn't.
Is there anything mangled on that?
No.
It looks like he just fell over drunk, maybe?
Yeah. I have, so when I was riding my bike when I was a kid, I was going just past, so I'm on the sidewalk and I'm going past this alley. And this alley has a big 6-foot like fence, like wood fence, right? So you can't see if somebody's coming. The bike is fucking.
Dude, he got on that
perfect.
And rode that home.
Yeah. And this car came out and I ended up flipping over and hitting, like I flipped over onto the hood and came off my bike and fucking, I'm like, oh shit, like what the hell? This person got out, they're like, are you okay? Like what happened? I'm like, yeah, I'm whatever, as long as my bike's good. That's all I had, when I was a kid. Yep. So I'm like, all right, as long as it's good. I'm like, yeah, everything was fine. We're good. That person was super worried, but I'm like, whatever, it's like totally fine. But my rim was at least bent in that situation. His bike, we're looking at his bike right now on a photo on Miles' phone, and I don't see, if you would have got hit with a car that was going, what he said, full speed, whatever that means. So I would say 25, probably, ballpark, right? Mm-hmm. That thing's going to be dinged up a little bit, and that bike looks just fine.
Can I tell you the most...
Full speed straight through him.
The most messed up thing about this photo? Do you know how easy the steering wheel turns from the front tire? You know what I'm saying? Like when you're a kid, you're always out there, you're putting it between your legs, you straighten the steering wheel out. This steering wheel is exactly where the tire should be. FBI Miles on the case here. Conor, how much coke did you do that morning? Actually, Conor, it's not that I hate you. It's that I was a very big fan of yours, and you have done nothing but let me down.
What'd you call him? What is he now?
Piece of shit human being.
Dirtbag? Is that what you use?
Yeah, he's bigger than that. As we would say, in Ireland, where my mother is from, Connor,
Yeah,
where
she is.
you cause Ireland some pain, you are a... What's the word?
I don't know. That's why we're waiting on
I
you.
know. Fuck. I had it.
Traitor?
No. When you're in Ireland, you're a wanker, Connor. You're a fucking wanker.
Oh, he's a wank.
There you go.
Sorry,
Okay.
I had to build this suspension there.
No, I'm
boys.
all right with it.
Yeah.
I actually kind of felt the same way as what you did. Like when he first, like at first, it's like, oh man, kind of messed up. Didn't look at the picture that close. We're thinking different. When I seen the thank you wrestling and judo shit, like I chuckled. Then I'm like, oh my god.
Thank
It's
you,
awfully
Titanium
convenient that
Rod.
you need to make this a big old. That almost seems like it was like kind of staged now. Like you're trying to take the light off of what just came out. So it looks like now there needs to be sympathy. Thank God I'm alive. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it looks a little
With
it
it.
looks a little stagey.
Well, look at the
Yeah.
photo.
Yeah.
Selfie.
So your bike is in the middle of the road.
And you're taking a selfie.
Your bike is in the middle of the road and you
Oh.
got driven through. Your bike isn't mangled. Your bike is not over to the side of the road mangled. Come on.
Actually, the scariest thing about this bike is that you used it to train for Floyd Mayweather.
We are calling it out right now. This is a bluff. This is trying to take deviate our attention off of your possible assault case against a female on your yacht, homie. I'm calling it if you guys aren't. The more I look at that, I'm
Yeah.
like, this looks like a setup.
I'm on board. That's I don't know, more than likely a $10,000 bike if it's Connor's, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that thing is not touched. That's wild to me.
Yep.
No.
Steve Wilks says he is disappointed but not defeated after the Panthers passed him up for former Colts coach Frank Wright. Gentlemen, tell me your shock level right now.
Well, I'd be pissed if that guy got a job before me, too.
Yeah. He did. Man, he did some amazing things at Indy, right?
Mhm.
Right, Jimmer? So, like, let's talk about the great things he did. They were a bad team with a lot of talent. God, what else, Miles?
Traded for the command. Yeah, these
Wentz.
Yep. There you go.
Did a lot of
He was involved with that.
quarterbacking play. Yep.
Yep, and then he'd swap quarterbacks out, and it was just ugly looking. Bad move by the Panthers, but you know what? Bring him over. I better see an interview scheduled here pretty quick with the Vikings. So
Wow.
let's do it.
I'm gonna-
Wilks defense.
Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I'm going to tell you right now, if the Panthers ever have a big lead next year, whoever they're playing is getting every dollar in my bank account.
Just remember, he wasn't the coach when they played the Vikings.
Steve Wilks?
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was Saturday.
Shit, he got fired that long ago?
Yeah, it was. How long was Saturday coach? 4 or 5 games? 6 games?
6 games,
Six.
maybe.
How do you get hired? How do you get fired on your day off?
No shit.
Only in the NFL. I was shocked. I wasn't okay. So how do I put this? I wasn't shocked that they did Wilks dirty. I felt like something like that was going to happen. I really did because otherwise that almost would have been slam dunk right at the beginning. You might have interviewed like 1 or 2 people, whatever, and then you just would have hired him. I was shocked that you were able to recycle trash that quickly. Like what are we doing right now? Like you're just recycling these coaches. 'Cause I'm about to give you some more news here in a second of like offensive coordinators. We are recycling guys, and you're not getting. I'm all about people getting another shot at something just because something didn't work out once. I am. I'm all about that. Most of these guys have had multiple shots.
Right.
You're telling me that you hired that guy over a dude that major team battle when they had the same fucking quarterbacks that the previous coach, as in Matt Rule, had, and you were able to battle your record with that team after you trade your best player, and Christian McCaffrey, mind you. You went 500 with this team that was only 1-4 when they fired. Yeah, 1-4 when they fired Matt Rule. You did a disservice horribly to him, but more specifically to me, I was shocked about the Frank Wright one. Most coaches, except for obviously this year, when they get fired as a head coach, how often do you see them get hired as a head coach again at the same level?
Doesn't make sense.
Usually they take either a year off, go back to their coordinator position that got them a head coaching job in the first place, or they'll go down a level, as in college football.
Yeah.
If you want to call it down a level. But Matt Rule went down to head coaching job, Nebraska, right?
Yeah, man.
I
I
was
think
shocked.
my thought process is, God, you saw what he didn't do with the talent they have in Indy, especially offensively, but that defense is stacked too. They've got a really good defense. The front seven is good. Everything about Indy is solid. And he was a bad coach. They're a way better top to bottom team than Carolina. What do you expect?
Right.
You think he's going to do something different than he did already? Like, this is a year, especially going into next year, you have a real shot to win the division.
Yeah. Those cats played their heart out.
Yeah. This
You're
is
not
exactly
gonna-
what we saw with the Raiders
Well,
last year, man.
Yep.
Well, as a podcast that would like to be known as saying what's on our mind, I'll say what both of you just left out.
What's that?
Ownership in the NFL just selected an older white male over a more talented black male that should have had this job 100 times over and over and over again. And it's a swing and the miss by the NFL. You make a deal out of it, but we still allow this. If you have...
This is kind of clear cut right here, right? A little bit on this one, Danny.
Like, why are why are you guys beating around the bush? This is the honest answer. This man deserved the job over this fuck.
Right,
That's
you
it.
didn't go grab somebody as an unknown or a hot prospect offensive
You
coordinator.
grabbed a guy that got fired.
You grabbed a guy that got fired, and they replaced him with the dude that had never coached on any type of level outside of maybe high school.
Do you know what happens
As
if
your
I
head
get fired? I go apply for another job. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna call my job. They're not allowed to derogatory me though, right? Mm-hmm. The NFL already knows your stats, dude. You shouldn't have the job.
You're not wrong. In this one,
Yeah.
the shocking part is that Wilks is part of the lawsuit. He joined as part of that lawsuit.
That's
And
probably why he doesn't have. Or never mind. Go ahead.
maybe.
Nothing's going to happen with it. That's what we're seeing. Now, I personally, I don't give a rat's ass about race, so I don't like that stuff gets brought up as much as it does. So if I'm just looking at all things are equal, race aside, is a terrible hire, no matter what. Adding that factor in, you could be 100% right. It could have been a race thing.
In this one,
It definitely could have been.
that's why it looks loud.
The Raiders coach that we talked about a few days ago, he's with the Packers. Is he white?
Yes, ish.
So he got the shaft too in this really similar situation. Team played up for him. He left, and now he's a fucking special teams guy, which doesn't make sense. So, and we didn't mention anything about race then, right? Because it's the same. It's a white guy, and it's a white guy. So I don't. The reason that I don't bring that up, Miles, I guess what I'm saying is, like, I don't want that to be a topic. That's a topic that, like, ESPN brings up to, like, get people to pay attention and stuff like that. That's why personally I don't bring it up. In this situation, I get where you're coming from, though. It totally could have been, and it seems like a fucked up deal because this guy deserved it. I don't know. I listened to the names are escaping me tonight. Who's the Bucs head coach right now?
Oh, geez. Todd Bowles.
Yeah, so I listened to him in an earlier interview from the season, right?
Yep.
Everybody's heard it, right? So they're talking about, hey, you and Mike Tomlin are the only head coaches, blah, 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 that are black and stuff. And he shut him down right away. And he's like, we don't look at it that way. I have many friends that are different ethnicities and shit like that, and we're just coaches. We're not anything different. When this will calm down is when you stop talking about it and bringing it up like this, right? So with that in mind, I respect the shit out of that because he's just a professional. And so I don't bring personally, Miles. So it's not anything. You're right. You're on the point with this, but that's why when you mentioned like bringing it, like saying what's on your mind, it doesn't come to my mind because I don't give a shit about that stuff.
No, but it shouldn't be on your mind. But media has already put it in your mind when they're taking pictures of Jerry Jones standing in the back of kids walking into school. Mm-hmm. So all I'm trying, Danny, I totally agree with you. It should never be about race.
Right.
100 times over again, never about race. But we literally got a guy in the NBA that loses millions and millions because he posted a picture of a movie he watched. And we're not going to bring that to the NFL. We're not going to bring that same energy over the hirings when everybody knows who the more talented coach is. That's all I'm saying.
In this particular case,
I'm
Danny, you know I'm with you on this one because
nobody's against
we're,
Danny.
we're also,
I agree with him.
No, nobody is. But what I mean is, we're kind of naive to this because we don't. I love to think that we're not racist, so we don't look at it like that. Like, are you a piece of shit human being or are you not? That's how I think of people.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, plain and simple. In this particular one, this is where like it looks really fucking. This looks really bad.
This one needs
This
a
looks
lawsuit.
really bad.
This one needs a lawsuit more than last year's.
Like you hired a dude that literally got shit canned and wasn't doing well for a dude that is. So, I mean, I'm saying in this one, it looks a little weird.
Yeah, and there's no
one.
argument with that, right? Yeah. I was more Miles is like, let's say what we want to say. And I'm like, yeah, that's not where my head's at, but I get you. That's all.
Yeah, no, I'm with you too in that sense because I'm not thinking of it like that either. But it was a good point that you did bring up. It's like
nobody.
I wasn't thinking of it like that. I was just thinking, God, you guys picked a bad douchebag. Like he's not a good coach.
But here's the deal: if it's not Flores, he comes to the Vikings and maybe wins the Super Bowl next year. It's all good.
Yeah,
we'll take all of that.
We would love to take some Wilks if it isn't Brian Flores. By the way, they did interview him. They completed that one. They completed an interview with Pettin too, which isn't a bad one either. He was a Green Bay one when Green Bay's defense was in like the top 6. He was also Cleveland's before he became the Cleveland head coach.
Okay.
He wasn't good as head coach, but he's a good defensive coordinator. Sometimes you're just a coordinator, baby. It's all right.
Right.
Sometimes you don't need to make the jump. Everyone thinks that they have to. Continue on with like some of that. Jets hire former Broncos coach Nathaniel Hackett, trash, like I said, renewing it as new offensive coordinator.
Whoa, trash. Let's rewind.
I backed off this. I did. If you're gonna do that, at least come back and say I did. Say, hold on, maybe I was misinformed on this one.
You did back off. What's funny is you started to get me thinking when you were like, God, look at this. He did this at Jacksonville and everything, and I'm like, okay, maybe things are gonna be good. That's why I bring it up. I'm like, fuck, I almost turned, man.
And maybe this season will be kind of a tie break. You know what I mean? Like we'll see what actually happens. Some people are just better coordinators than anything. Fact is that like he wanted to still be an offensive coordinator while being the head coach. Some people can't be a head coach at the same time, and vice versa. Maybe you're just not built to be a head coach in general.
Yeah. But
you definitely can't be able to do both, right? But to keep with that, and then I'll ask what you believe. Rams hire Mike Lafleur as their next offensive coordinator. So, like I said, the news of the week when it comes to hirings is recycling trash. How, and what I mean by
not
trash.
Jeff Fisher. That's all I care about.
Well, true that.
I'm confused. Did we get that backwards? So Hackett went to the Jets.
Yes.
And LaFleur went to the Rams.
The Rams.
Okay.
LaFleur came from the Jets.
Yeah.
He got fired. Or mutually parted. Is that what it was?
Pulled away.
Mutually parted, I think.
Well, if that's what they want to call it.
Yeah.
Nothing between me and you is mutual, though.
Does Nathaniel rebound his career?
Depends on who they bring over.
Fuck.
As quarterback.
They really did hire him.
I told you.
Dude, I was hoping you were so wrong about it.
I'm never.
They said Sean McVay was...
Never wrong. What is this show's motto, damn it? Never wrong.
You're going to be misinformed then.
You're hoping for a misinformation, and it was not.
Well, Miles, relax. What does it mean? You bring in an offensive coordinator for the Rams. What does that really mean?
I believe...
That doesn't mean anything.
Wait. I believe Sean McVay is going to give over the play calling. He has to.
Why not?
Why not what?
Why not to him? Isn't that the reason why the Packers head coach was actually pretty decent? He was the offensive coordinator for you guys too, right? At one point, which is also his brother.
Yeah, but see, this is where the burnout starts.
I'm not arguing with you in this one.
It's McVay's last season, Miles.
You know what, Danny? I really don't want to talk about that. So, James, you got anything better for us?
You know I do, Miles. You know I do, buddy. Defense coordinator Dan Quinn returning to the Cowboys after head coaching interviews. Are you surprised by that?
Dan Quinn getting interviews?
Not taking them.
Not taking a head coaching gig. Or not getting offered it.
So
I don't know if we haven't been.
There's something in a lawsuit with Jerry Jones and Dan Quinn together. Then that's all I got out of it.
You know what? You're kind of on base right here, Danny. He's kind of touching it. Why would he come back to the Cowboys as a defensive coordinator when he's been interviewing for head coaching jobs? Why would you interview for head coaching jobs in the first place anyways if you had no intent of going? Then this is back-to-back years. Can you finish my thought process in my sentence?
Because you think he wants to be the head coach of the Cowboys.
And does he believe that there's a legit shot? And do you believe there's a legit shot of it?
Yeah. 100% there's a legit shot. But, so it's one of two reasons, right? One, he really thinks they have a shot, and he wants to run it back, win it all, then become a head coach. Two, he thinks he can take that job from McCarthy. And he's not wrong, right?
He's not wrong. Not wrong at all. That's the only thing I really think of. Like, because your goal is to do this, and this is back-to-back years, and you've had multiple teams to choose from in these multiple years too.
Right.
Different varying teams in different stages of where their teams are, where their franchises are. He's had choices, and you come back maybe because Jerry Jones like, hey, just hold on a second. I love everything you bring to the table. Let's see what happens here. You know, like, and I mean this as in let's see what happens. If this doesn't work out like I think it's going to, you are my guy next.
I could see it.
I only have one theory on it.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to be tied to Micah Parsons.
He has a talented defense. It isn't like I'm against any of that, but
Maybe he's admitting he can't be a head coach.
could be. But why take the head coaching interviews at all? Most of them actually flat out turn it down. Offensive coordinator for the Vikings flat out turned them down.
So if you went to your job and told them you had an interview for another job, a job that's willing to do this, first off, and they'd be like, oh, I'll match you on that. Don't leave.
They won't match it. Any job versus a head coaching, because your offense coordinator, defense coordinator are still the max you're going to get versus a head coach. You're not going to get head coaching pay. So, if you want to do an apples to apples type of thing, like what and use the scenario. If I went up to them and said, I'm a supervisor at the current, let's say I'm a supervisor at the current job, and this job over here is offering me a supervisor position also, but a little bit more. Maybe then they'd be like, oh, we'll match that. Yeah, no, we're keeping you at the same supervisor. But they're not. You can't go back to them and say they're offering me plant manager. They already have plant managers that they love at the one you're at. They're like, well, we're not gonna, like, we appreciate everything you do. We're not gonna pay you plant manager wage without being a plant manager, and we don't need a plant manager. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me spin that one more way. Let's say you get paid the same amount of money to have said higher position. Now, if you're the same person as me, and I knew that I could take a supervisor or lead position just being an operator, but the pay doesn't change, I'm staying right where I'm at.
You would, but every head coaching job is paying more than most coordinator positions. High majority.
But with said positions, you don't know everything that Jerry Jones offers him.
Right, that's what we're getting at, though. Is that
That's
part?
what I
Like that
get
part,
you.
I agree with. Like
Yeah.
if they're like, "Hey, this
That's
is
where I
under
was
the
going.
table," yeah, like, "Hey, this may not work out with McCarthy. We got you. Like, you are our guy. If we move on, you are our guy. You will be the head coach, and we will pay you like a head coach."
Yeah, because let's be real. That team won in spite of the offense for most of the year.
Yes.
Which means they won because of their defense for most of the year, right?
You mean to tell me the Red Rocket didn't win any games?
He played really well. He played better than Dak.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
That's what I wanted.
In their current form, right? With Dak as the quarterback, the defense had to bail him out a lot.
If Tony Pollard doesn't get injured, though, they win that game.
I know, bro. No. Disagree.
I'll take it because they didn't win. But if Tony Pollard was in that game, they win it.
Okay. He's a talent, so I can't say you're like off base on that, bro.
You already know where he's doing this thing you just did to me a little bit ago, Danny. He's using our guy against us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Roll on the next one.
Wait. Did you see how Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai saved me on that one?
You on that one? God. The Chiefs are favored once again after Mahomes' full participation and back-to-back days of practices as it moves the betting line.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit ago. They must have more faith that he's healthy than anybody else, right?
I think the money was coming too far one way. I don't even know if it was necessarily the injury designation. I think the money was going so far one way. And then when that came out, they're able to swing it like, fuck this. We need to get some of this money back. And there's full participation. It's kind of like a perfect storm when it comes to Vegas. Like, hey, we get to balance this money back off.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I read it as, but
I think we're
about
to find out how much Novocaine the human body can hold.
Man.
There's no way with a high ankle sprain on how much he was hobbling off. You guys have, I guarantee you, sprained something, if not your ankles, right? You are not
the same
a few days later
or a month later,
right?
So we're gonna,
I know you've rolled your ankle. Were you able to go full speed 3 days later, 4 days later?
And this is different than a rolled ankle too, right? This is high ankle sprain is tough.
It is.
It's
strain on your calf.
What do we usually see? Like 4 to 6 weeks before you're 100%. Like it's a while. So yeah, I'm with you on the money thing. It's definitely because of the money.
It's a strain on your calf. It's a strain from your calf all the way down. A low ankle sprain, your ankle's swollen up, you limping, you getting to be in a boot sometimes. If not, oh well. High ankle sprain, different ball game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throws everything off.
Everything. From the ankle up, bro. Not just down.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't eat 10 bananas and get that to go down.
You can with one bite.
That's right, baby.
The green ones too, not these soft yellow ones. We're talking the green ones.
He's taking nice
Put that shit
ball.
down, Miles.
They're baby ones too. Damn it.
Hey, love you, Miles, Mom.
Actually, hi.
Hey.
Tell her to hit me up.
You leave my sister out of this, Danny.
Tua Tagovailoa is still in the concussion protocol, gentlemen, and will miss the Pro Bowl games.
No comment.
Why no comment?
Good. He should have missed it anyway. Imagine if he got a concussion in the Pro Bowl, he's done, dude.
Yeah,
and it's not even in a real game. Like
they're gonna. Pull
is it a conversation now for him to just be done with his NFL career?
It needs to be thought about for sure. Yeah.
They're gonna pull his flag and he's gonna grab his head. What happened?
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to be a dick to the guy. Dude's good, but man, think of your future.
He's pretty good, but he's not that good. Okay.
No, calm down, lefty hater.
Wait.
Calm down, lefty hater.
What'd Danny do earlier?
He hates lefties.
No.
Lefty quarterbacks. And he hates them short. It's a double dipping.
Did you put him in the top 10 earlier, Danny?
No, Jimmer did. I definitely did not.
Oh.
No, he's short and he throws left-handed.
He's not that great.
Dude, is this guy still bitching about Russell Wilson sucking?
Yeah, he 100% is. You know and Kyler. He's a big Kyler guy,
you know
too.
What?
I'm not a Kyler guy. Calm down right now.
Dude, you give
we have not argued in a while. Argued. You don't do that to me. You don't do that to me, Ricky Bobby.
You give Tua 4 more concussions and he's still better than that guy.
Tua is the man. That team would have beat the Bills with him in there.
Well, you got to remember that Miami defense is not the same either. Miami defense is way worse than Cincy's. So they would have scored some more points. It'd have at least been a good game.
Yep.
I'm with you on that, bro.
It would have been different for sure. Unfortunately, we don't. It's going to be very hard for me to debate this one a year, 2 years, the rest of his career with you, because I think we're going to get shortchanged because of this. The dude, you touch him, he flings back and he bounces. He just bounces. It's weird. Like it's everything on him. He gets touched. His whole thing gets snapped around. And I think I won't be able to argue with you about it because he's just not going to be healthy in his career, and we're going to get shortchanged on that.
I watched his whole hip end up in his abdomen once.
Abdomen?
Same thing. Abdomen.
Abdomen?
That's a shape.
Yeah, it is.
The shape that's going in your mouth.
Damn.
Jesus.
As you guys can hear, we have definitely had plenty of this Crown Apple tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So shit's getting wild.
I blame Danny. He judged the pours.
But with what you're saying, though, I'm with you on that, man. I do think I was starting to buy in a little bit more. I liked what he was doing. He was a really good fit with that offense. I don't want to see somebody go down just because of what I think. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could have seen his potential, because then we could have had a real debate. It's like, where are we at?
Yeah.
And you could have seen what he could have like actually built into. But, man, it does need to be something that's talked about. It's like, how is it worth it?
Like at this point, dude, like you're still a multimillionaire. Everything's
man.
So it's not going to be a financial thing. We're talking about your brain now. Like you have multiples a year. It's getting kind of sickening in a way. And you're part of one of the biggest controversies when it came to a head injury I've ever seen. You literally cost a neurolog, a team neurologist.
No, the NFL neurologist.
Oh no, it was their team one. It was a team one.
Originally, the one that said he's good to go.
Yeah, he's good to go. It was a team one, and they let him, and they fired him.
I thought they had a head of people that did that.
No, they have multiples, but they have independent neurologists also.
Yeah.
Well, I needed that info.
But this one is a dude lost his job because of but the NFL wasn't paying attention all season long. So but regardless,
you know what I don't like about that? The NFL made a big deal out of Tua, and they kind of just Matthew Stafford.
Not wrong.
Am I wrong?
There's a lot of them. Yeah, dude. There's a lot of situations. Yep.
We'll keep rolling. LeBron James's jersey from Game 7 of the 2013 Finals goes for $3.7 million. Miles, you're lying, baby.
That's it? That's all? Why? What did they do? Did he not sweat enough? Not enough points? Not enough steals? Not enough assists? Did he not win the game?
His stat line was highly impressive in this one. He was 8 for 8 in the free throw line. 3-point percentage was like 5 of 8. He had a balls-out game. He had 35-plus points or something like that, 37. I'm with you. It's a steal.
It's a recession, man. People are broke.
That's
all it is.
Whoa,
man.
you can't use that R word.
That's all it is.
Whoa. We're going through what?
Miles is walking away.
We're using R words again?
Not the hard R or soft R.
Okay.
Recession, man.
One thing here. If you could go to your bank right now and say, hey, I'll take a loan for $3.5 million. And they're like, hey, we're going to charge you 50% interest for this. I'm going to look at them and go, this is still a steal. Let's go. Because, interest rolls over. Make sure you get the right type of loan. People don't dissect me on this. But what I'm saying is, if I went to my bank and they told me, like, yeah, if you paid it off, it's the same, blah, blah, blah. I'm buying that for $3.5 million. I'm paying the 50%
You couldn't
interest.
have got it for 3.5 because it sold for 3.7.
3.5, 3.7. I only hear what I want.
Right.
I took 200,000 off.
I had one question for you, gentlemen, on this
Sorry.
one. Had nothing to really do with his particular, if it was worth it. Because I think we all agree it's worth it. Down the road, it'll be worth a hell of a lot more, right? My question to you is, if you had the chunk of change, like you just have a stupid amount of money, money isn't an option to you, what sports memorabilia would you buy right now that you had a choice in.
Dude,
That you buy up. Don't think about the dollar amount. Think about, like, I want that piece of sports memorabilia.
Hold on, camera. He's got to ask this before.
Yeah, this is off the top, man.
Jeez, there's so much.
So I'd probably do something like LeBron's first game jersey in the NBA.
Ooh, against Sacramento.
Yeah, or Barry Bonds' last home run ball, because that is worth more to me than any of this other bullshit.
Juiced or unjuiced?
You mean
Doesn't
the
matter.
real regular season home run record?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I'd buy Conor McGregor's bicycle where he saved his life when he got hit by a car.
I love it.
Mine would have to be LeBron James's game jersey, Game 7 against the Warriors.
Yeah,
Where
Golden
he
State
had
Warriors.
the block.
Where he had the block, the comeback from down 3-1, which had
And
never
the
been done in the
greatest
finals.
meme of all time.
No, that came the following year.
Touche.
Yeah.
No, you gotta get the jersey that
Way to fuck
he was
that up.
wearing when
he ripped
Draymond kicked him in the
the-
junk.
And then John.
Yeah, but that was
ju-
way up there too, though. It wasn't as low as I thought it would be.
Okay.
No, I'm with you though. That's a good one, dude.
Yep. That's that one to me, that meant a lot, because I'm a huge LeBron fan, and when they came back from 3-1, that also the start of they were trying to chirp LeBron. Wasn't it Klay Thompson was saying some dumbass shit, and then LeBron like chuckles. He's like, I'm gonna take the high road on this one, so hard, and then they throttled that ass. Him and Kyrie both, when Kyrie wasn't a full douchebag.
Yeah, he still might have been, but you know.
He still might. It might not have been out as
Yeah.
being that.
Yeah.
Do you know what else you could have bought? You could have bought Tom Brady's last thrown touchdown ball before he retired, and then he unretired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would have chose that.
That might be worth extra money because of that at some point, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
And then my final one.
Michael Jordan's original Air Force Ones.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my real answer.
Okay.
I like that.
They're probably
like it.
deteriorated by now, but that's what I would have picked.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And my final one. Louisiana legislative audit discovers $1 million in overpayment to LSU's Brian Kelly in 2022. Now they're working something out toward basically to get it back. So that's not the conversation here. The conversation here is, do you think Brian... Actually, this is more specifically directed towards Miles. Miles, are you hitting up Brian Kelly as who his tax guy is?
No. Because I claim too many.
I claim too many.
No. Honestly,
Do you think he noticed? Brian Kelly had to notice he got more money. You're talking about $1 million fucking dollars, right?
yeah, but at the same time, when we're talking millions upon,
No, but still, at the end of the day, it was a 10-year, $100 million contract.
maybe he
That
thought he
is
hit a
10
bonus.
You know, if you had trust me, you know.
I would think so. Yeah.
But just like anybody else, doesn't
Why is he
matter.
got to pay? Why is he got to pay back?
Add another? So they add another zero on the end,
It's supposed to be
or
1,000.
2 zeros. We'll say
100,000.
two. We'll say two. If your company overpays you, Danny, by $10,000, you're not gonna say anything
quit.
either, right?
Yeah, I'm done. Here's the deal.
Now I know where you stand.
When you make
Danny.
that much money, you have people that handle your money. So I don't know if he actually knew. You know what I'm saying? He probably just knows what he spends. I don't know if he knows what he's getting in. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if he noticed. I think that overpayment was probably on purpose for something, and they just caught it. You know what I mean? That's more where my head
Oh
went.
man, shucks.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
There was a recruit somewhere.
This is for that dance video you put out
Jesus,
with that
yeah.
tight end.
Yeah.
He caught up with Rick Pitino. They had strippers.
Maybe. Some kind of sketchy reimbursement.
Somebody's gonna come up with a
And then,
book.
gentlemen, don't want to run way too long, but there has been a conspiracy roll around. A sports conspiracy before we roll into Danny's conspiracy. Damar Hamlin, do you know who he is? We've talked about him a few times.
Thought he died once.
Mm-hmm. The conspiracy is, did he ever live?
Dig into this, Jimmy. I don't understand where you're going here.
Yeah, you better dig before I.
So what I want you to do, if you are listening, is to look up Damar Hamlin after any images. There's a conspiracy theory out there that Damar Hamlin actually died, that they weren't able to save him. And the reason why that conspiracy is there, gentlemen, is because all images so far, if you can show me another one, show me. Tag me. Love every second of it. But every image of him showing up to the facility, to him showing up to the game that day, their last playoff game, and in the booth, his face is covered. His face is not only, I'm talking about like mask, like COVID covered.
Yep, I got you as soon as you're done.
And then there's also a part where he goes like this, a heartwarming moment. The camera was doing what? Looking at him, not only through glass, his covered face, but then a bunch of snow.
That's why the Bengals won.
No clear shot.
So
did you find one, Danny? I know you're kind of peeking.
So James,
is he alive?
We all know about my brother and his heart issues, right?
Mm.
So what happened when and this was COVID related. So what happened? After my brother had all this done to him, he wasn't allowed to be around his family, and he still cannot be around us unless we're 100% healthy. I just got to see my brother after 3 years. So what I didn't think about this when you said this.
Mm-hmm.
What do him and Damar Hamlin share? Open heart surgery, clearly, to a point.
Okay.
So, COVID being the factor that we all somewhat have like the same feeling on. COVID affects the heart, the lungs, all that, right?
Yep.
So I do believe Damar Hamlin is going out against doctors' recommendations, because that's all they can do is recommend. They can't force you. And I believe the reason he is covered up is for COVID purposes. He cannot get sick due to how weak his heart is right now.
Okay.
So me being the biggest conspiracy theory than I am,
this one is shutting down.
I had to live a year without seeing my brother after he moved back.
So this one you're shutting down?
I'm shutting this one down.
Okay. Where you at, Danny?
Let's dig in a little bit. I haven't been able to find any pictures of him after.
Answer me.
Even in the hospital when he's doing the heart, he's covering his face, right?
Right. Answer me one question for them. And that is, why would there be a conspiracy? Why would they cover up?
Because it would be such a mess for the NFL if a player died on the field. I'm not saying this is real.
Nope.
This is fake. We don't know anything about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this man died 9 minutes. His heart wasn't beating, right? He wasn't breathing, nothing. Comes back, he has another thing where they have to revive him again in the hospital. And it's an amazing story. And if all this is wrong, cool. I would much rather it all be wrong. But you're right. There is no real photos, like where you can see his face and everything after all that. But digging in just a little deeper, what if this situation's true with what people are saying, and the Bills players found out, and that's why they laid a dud in the game against Cincy? Because of all the games all year for you to come out flat, that's the game.
Mm. And to where you play like conservative, like down, you're not
no energy. Yeah, man. I don't know. I hope it's wrong, but it is interesting to think about because the NFL would be that'd be a tough situation to work through if somebody died on the field, no matter what the reason was, right?
Yeah.
So,
yep. That one, at least bare minimum right now, there's what, probably 20% merit to it?
yeah. Yeah.
Show me otherwise. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is true. But you can see why. You can see why it's been brought up.
Yeah, dude.
Like what you said. Danny, before we start getting everything like all wrapped up, you had one hell of a conspiracy theory that you blew our minds with. And it's not technically a conspiracy theory. It actually did happen.
It's like when you walk in on your parents. You've seen it, but you didn't want to.
We didn't, but is there a
Everybody.
time limit? How long were you standing at the door before you realized you didn't want to see anymore?
With it in my hand, without.
There's the Kentucky.
Man, so Bills player, wide receiver that talked out against vaccines and stuff.
Beasley.
So Cole Beasley again came out and he started talking a little bit more.
Yep.
And his concern is about like the fact that the lower level players that are just trying to get a spot on a team have been reaching out to him to figure out what to do because they're straight up being told like if you don't get this we'll call jab, if you don't get that, you don't even have a shot.
Yep.
We're not even going to entertain you coming over to the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is sports related, in a sense, but I saw a video. I don't know if any of you guys out there have ever seen anything from Project Veritas or not. They put out a lot of good stuff. It's kind of undercover journalism where they'll interview people without them knowing to get real responses and, understand kind of what's really going on behind the scenes from different things. They've talked to different Pfizer people, different pharmaceutical companies. They've talked to people that work with school districts and what kind of stuff they're pushing into schools and stuff now. Mm-hmm. And this most recent one was actually some type of director within Pfizer. And the guy thought he was on a date. And so he's talking, and the guy on the date with him was like, hey, like, what are you doing over there? Like, what's crazy, whatever. And he brings up, he's like, well, so what we're doing is one of the things we have going on is what if we mutated the virus to make it, more contagious or more whatever. And then ultimately we were able to make a vaccine to take care of that. Because we need that type of virus to have a vaccine for, right?
Yep.
And so what he was talking about is the fact that what they want to do, I don't know about if they're doing yet, but they want to mutate the COVID virus to make it potentially more basically contagious, right? Mm-hmm. More whatever. They want to enhance the virus. And he talked about the plans. So you take the virus, what's a little more contagious, you put it with another virus that's a little more contagious, and you basically build up how contagious it is. So it's like genetically modifying essentially, right? And then they can create a vaccine for that because they've got that. So the reason this is a big deal is because we are great health, we'll just say like health science people within our government talk about the fact that doesn't exist. That can't be done anywhere in the world, right? And so Project Veritas got this info. The video came out a couple days ago. You can hear it for yourselves. There's no, I don't give a fuck. You can hear everything from this dude's mouth yourself. And then they found him later and sat down right next to him and said, hey, so we're with Project Veritas, and here's what you said. What's going on there? And this dude flipped out. Started tried to grab cameras, busted up one of their tablets, like an iPad or something like that, was freaking out, locked him in the restaurant, was trying not to let them leave. He knew he was caught. That's the worst reaction I've ever seen in my life from anybody getting caught doing it. I've seen child molesters with fucking more control than this guy. He was freaking out because he's about to lose his job. Maybe he's going to get suicided. I don't know what's going to happen with that shit. Thanks, Hillary. But beyond that, man, it's scary shit to think about what companies, especially pharmaceutical companies, are trying to do to really grow their pocketbooks. And this, in my opinion, you hear it from the horse's mouth. You can't deny it. This is a director within the company, and then people are naturally going to ignore it and think whatever. But that's the exact reason that people like Cole Beasley stand up and say, I want to know what's going on. I need to know the actual science behind it. Mm-hmm. Nobody can know any of that. And so I thought that was a really big deal. I saw that yesterday, and I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that.
Go ahead, baby.
First off, how attractive was this guy he was on a date with to get him to spill the beans, baby? Let's go. Dude that got him to spill the beans, thank you for saving all of us. Second thing, we already knew it, though. If you don't think the government has been doing this for years, cancer gets stronger and stronger and stronger. You ever seen when Thanos puts like the final thing in and he goes like this, ha-ha, and then half the world's gone? Yeah, that's what's going on.
What's awesome about your comparison right there that you missed a little piece on, that is perfect, is with all those Infinity Stones, for instance.
Still got his ass whooped.
No. Yes and no. Is how unstoppable and ridiculously powerful was he before he got the last one?
Right.
Didn't need him, right? Didn't need it until, like, you just had it. Like, you
just made it easier.
Just made it easier. Like, literally, you were unstoppable with the ones that you had.
So you mean like the government that makes us pay taxes on top of taxes that we already pay with the money that we got taxes to pay the taxes? Is that where we're going? Yeah, thank you.
What I'm getting at is you said a lot of people that have their eyes open already knew this. Yep. Anyone with their eyes half-ass open, or even if you're half-ass naive and you're holding reservations, and your reservations were you wanted to wait for research. You wanted for years of research before you just pump something into your body, right? It's still reassuring to hear that come out of, like, that you're not crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when you have... We've seen a few of those at work, Miles, here recently, even today. What was in a particular form? Don't say it out loud.
Don't you do that to me again.
But when you see stuff that is like, dude, I'm telling you, we're not crazy. Sometimes you just, unfortunately, sometimes you're gifted, cursed with seeing something before it happens. So when you see shit like that and it comes out of their mouth, I can't remember the exact term. What is that when they... Sorry, guys.
That was cool.
Nah, my bad. What is that? It was something of research. It's called... You touched on it, but it's like when you...
Gain of function.
Yeah. There you go.
Piccolo from...
And they denied the shit out of that earlier on in this process, right?
Right.
Very early on. Fauci, go look it up. They had a big old sit down with him, and he was getting grilled, and then he admits to it, loosely admits to it on accident, and that's basically what they're doing now. That is what they're doing. It is caught on video. That's what they're doing. Sometimes it's a little sigh of relief. Like, it's almost like a victory in the sense that at least bare minimum, it's like, dude, I told you that I'm not crazy at bare minimum out of anything else. Now you're an idiot. We can go down the line of the rest of the stuff. Like, now you're the, like, unfortunately, for instance, we never went at anybody. We never attacked anybody or anything like that after something like this that changed the world. You didn't go after the people that did it. You didn't go over to Wuhan, and isn't that Wuhan?
Yeah.
And that's where it started. Not once did you go like, oh, what the fuck? You know what? Someone's being held accountable for this right now.
And we didn't investigate. What do you call that when you
Investigate?
No, like if you go in and you kill a massive amount of animals. And whatever. We didn't go in there and kill all their fucking bats.
Oh, yeah, that's where I forgot about the bats.
Yeah.
That's where.
Well, it's because
But
somebody.
actually, it was the gain of function.
And if they're gonna blame it on anybody for biting a bat head, it should have been Ozzy Osbourne, right?
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Like you had the story.
My
man
point.
did it a long time
Yeah.
ago.
My point
Sorry.
is I like seeing it, hearing it. Because you get to do one of these. You either can beat your chest, be like, I fucking told you so, or you can be like,
Yeah,
the
but
quiet version of, dude, I'm telling you something was fishy here. How do you not see it?
Yeah.
yep.
And there's a little bit of proof every time something comes out.
Their job is to make as much money as they can. It's not to make anybody healthier.
No.
Okay?
But you're crazy.
We gotta be real about
if
that.
you
If you
think-
were healthy, they're not making money.
Right.
No, but I think you guys are crazy if you believe it's Pfizer doing this. They're government funded.
Of course it is. Of course it's no, hold on, of course. He knows that. Anyone that would hold a reservation against that would literally say
Oh, okay, thank you.
they know that like almost every major stock is owned by some version of government of some kind anyways. Because that comes into another one, but we'll talk about that on the next one.
Well,
But the airplane one, everything is controlled by them because they have the insights. It's white collar. They don't go to prison for that shit, for doing white collar shit. No. You get caught doing some other shit like you're cutting out on taxes or you're doing some fucking weird ass shit with your. I didn't say you're cutting out on taxes yet, but my point is, you do something borderline illegal. You're getting investigated. You're getting charged, and then you need to prove yourself innocent regardless. White collar is happening all the time. You see the Nancy Pelosi one, right? With the Google stock.
Oh, yeah.
The one that isn't catching any fucking headline, really. A few of them are kind of getting out there. She sells hers days before they fucking find out all that bullshit, and then they yeah. Get the fuck out of here. That is white collar crime that we would be fucking hung up and strung up for, right? That's my point.
I don't know. I'm blaming COVID on global warming. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Just look up the World Economic Forum, ladies and gentlemen, and you'll learn a lot. But I think that's it, man. We'll do Make Sense on Friday. No, on Tuesday. We're on Friday today, so on Tuesday.
We have never missed to make sense.
Yeah. Do you want to do one? Do you have a quick one?
We can make a quick one.
I
Let's
got
make
one
a quick
for
one.
you.
All right, Miles.
Quick.
Let's roll,
It's
buddy.
got to be quick.
99.9% of gamblers quit right before their biggest jackpot.
That definitely
The
makes sense if
statement.
you don't think about
The
it.
statement
Damn.
makes sense if you don't think about it. That's what keeps them keep going. That's called addiction.
That's what keeps it going.
Okay. Hey, that was sealed the deal right there. Good enough.
Well played,
Yep.
Miles.
Makes sense if you don't think about it.
99.9%. Holy shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and start to wrap her up. So we've almost put down this whole bottle of Crown Apple tonight. We've got some big NFL football games this weekend. Hit us up. Tell us where you think we're wrong or we are maybe a little misinformed, because that's better. But for those of you beautiful people that found us out there on the interwebs tonight, be sure to like, subscribe, share the whole 9 yards. Give us a rating. It really helps, with the reach and things like that. But Jimmer, where's the podcast available, man?
Anywhere and everywhere podcasts are available. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and
YouTube.
Absolutely. Be sure to hammer the subscribe button on YouTube, because you get to see our beautiful faces out there, ladies and gentlemen. And you see Miles doing wild shit all night. This man cannot pay attention for the life of him. Did you ever apply for that water boy position or the towel boy?
No, man. I was already disqualified.
Why?
Said you had no definition of high quality H2O.
Quality H2O. No shit. But hey, we do love to tell a good story. Conspiracies, shit talking about work stuff you've seen, driving down the road, whatever the case. Be sure to hit us up. Let us know what your story is. We'll talk about it on air. But, Miles, what should they do there, man?
Slide on in them DMs.
That's right, baby. Slide into the DMs. Let us know what you got. Miles has been our Twitter guy lately, so if you want to do Twitter, hit us up there. We've been putting out. He'll battle you all fucking day. Absolutely. But, boys, I think it's about time to get out of here. So, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Miles.
Won the draw, baby. Let's go.
Quick draw over there. That's what Jessica said, too. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.
Discussions, I've been writing, I love it. All this doubt around me, then but look, I got it right.